Hello everybody! Sawtooth Ren here, back with another episode of Swooning Over Stans. Which, I once again, over the weekend, while I had very much a do-nothing week this week, but over that week, all my videos started taking off again in the original Swooning Over Stans series. You guys, apparently, really enjoy this. It's been a long time for me, and I'm trying to remember a lot of what it was like, but, anyway, when we last left off, we were in the middle of chatting with Stan about stuff, so I'm going to go ahead and let's just jump right in. Let's ask him about Ford. Is Ford usually like that?
You mean trying to fix what ain't broken and then not making trouble? Nah, he was a good twin growing up.
You are the troublemaker, I can tell. Stan laughs.
You have no idea!
Alright, any more questions? Let's ask about the exhibits. I'm starting to get the hang of doing the voice more. I get a feeling my mom's gonna start questioning everything. Oh well. The showroom already seemed full when I saw it earlier. Why make more?
Tourists love variety. Put up a sign advertising a new attraction, and they'll come pouring through the doors. When I started this place, I didn't think I'd, like making these. Used to be just another thing that made money. Now I'm stuck with it. Guess 30-something years of routine will do that to a man.
It's getting easier to do the voice. Still need to periodically take a drink, especially since this is going to be at least 20 minutes. Stan sounds gruff, but it's a fond gruffness.
Sixer says keeping familiar habits helps too, so I've kept it up. You think I could sell some of these as art pieces?
Assume that was a rhetorical question? Probably. Stan is silent another moment and seems to answer his own question for himself, because the conversation turns back to you. Ask about him. So tell me about yourself. Stan laughs nervously.
What is this, a first date? Well, I'm Pines. Stan Pines. Imaginator, town darling, used to be proprietor of the Mystery Shack.
He pauses, and stays paused. You give him an expectant look that wants him to continue, and he clears his throat, nervous.
What, you were serious? I don't, get this often. The longest I can get people to listen to me is when I'm selling them something, even then, it's tough luck. The last time someone listened to me, they tried to eat me. Can you believe that? I barely got much meat left on me.
And? Keep going, you can't just end it there. Stan gives an uncertain smile, which becomes a full-on grin, and he laughs.
Alright, I'll tell you. So you see, there's this irresistible thing called revenge.
Stan tells you a tale of a road trip, a mountain full of mummies, and a woman who is secretly a spider. You don't believe a word of it, but find yourself enjoying it anyway. Stan knows how to hold his audience in a decent suspense, and he seems to light up whenever you laugh at the right parts, grinning along with you. Before today, you'd never even heard of Mr. Mystery before, but now, you feel like you're really seeing something special here, one-on-one with the man himself. I could ask about his past.
You're really interested in me, huh? Or do you just ask everyone these kind of questions?
I'm mainly we're kind of delving into his backstory, so...
Alright, ever heard of smuggling pugs?
No?
Exactly. That's because everyone in the business is good at keeping secrets. Really good. So why am I telling you now? I'm out of the business. I don't care. this absolutely isn't so that if the authorities question you, you'll give the false information that leads them off my trail.
Right. Stan loads you up with false information that may or may not contain kernels of truth within them. It's surprisingly hard to tell whether the crazier parts are embellishment or the real deal. Stan tips back his head to get the final sip of pit, then sets his empty can down with an air of finality. Oh yeah, that's right, you're drinking pit cola. I got my water.
Well, Ren, you did good for your first try. If you feel like helping me around again sometime, returning the favor on the car, let me know.
You nod, and Stan gets up to leave, when you remember something. Wait, I still owe you the price of admission, right? For the tour earlier?
Nah, don't worry about it. Gives me something to hold over you if I never need it.
He says that and he leaves, but even from what little you've seen from him, you feel like Stan's not the type to really hold that over you. At least, not for anything serious. This tourist trap might have more to offer you than you thought. Hey! I went up a little bit on the love meter, apparently.
It's like you were made for each other!
Can you give me dating tips? You're good at this! So... Alright. You wake up to a loud crash downstairs. Not entirely uncommon in this house, you're quickly finding out, but still disconcerting. More clatters and thumps lead you to the kitchen, where Mabel teeters on a short step ladder in front of the pantry. Ah, I remember this. Standing on her tiptoes, she reaches as high as she can for a small yellow box on the top shelf. Pancake mix. Without a word, you go to her side and pluck the box from the shelf for her, placing it into her outstretched hand.
Oh, Ren! Thank you! Grunkles Stan put it on the top shelf for some reason, but I need some Mabel cakes! It's a breakfast emergency!
She waggles her free fingers in your face and you can't help but laugh. You can tell the house becomes more alive when this kid's around.
Wanna help me make them? We only need chocolate milk, coffee, pink food coloring, and powdered goldos to make this breakfast dream a breakfast reality!
As delicious as that sounds, you're inclined to ask where the coffee comes into the mix when you realize the house is suspiciously quiet. Mabel, where is everybody?
Oh, Grunkle Stan needed stuff for your car, so he went to go get mechie techie stuff for that. I think Grunkle Ford's somewhere.
He heard the abominable bro man was trying to steal soda from campers, so he went to go help them out.
Yep, that's where he went. Totally knew that.
So they left you guys to make breakfast on your own? You don't know the family well enough yet to know if this is commonplace, so the idea of leaving two teenagers alone to fend for themselves seems fine, if one of the teenagers wasn't Mabel, anyway. You still don't know how coffee fits into her Mabel cakes, but now you really don't want to know. Dipper attempts to hide the pancake mix from Mabel while she's grabbing the chocolate milk from the fridge. Apparently he doesn't want to find out either. Mabel, why our Mabel cakes sound absolutely divine? Why don't we... Quick, think of something so you don't hurt her feelings. Why don't we go out for breakfast? Is there somewhere we can go out to get breakfast? We should really save the Mabel cakes till your great uncles get back. I know they wouldn't want to miss them. If you're wondering what asking Dipper to cook would be, that was in my original Let's Play way back a couple years ago, so during the forward route, the same scene happened, but
I will perfect my recipe! I have to get better at cooking and baking and stuff so I can survive out there in the world! What if in high school I'll have to bake stuff and people are better than me?
Mabel looks very agitated, tugging at her hair with both hands.
If I can't make the perfect Mabel cakes, I can never be on Bad Dreams Dining! I gotta impress Gerald Rambo and Ren! It's my destiny!
I originally thought that there was a reference to, like, I I don't remember if it was Cutthroat Kitchen or Worst Cooks of America or something. Apparently it was more reference to Hell's Kitchen. According to somebody, I've never actually seen Hell's Kitchen. I've seen a couple of scenes of it, never actually seen the show. Dipper, can you cook? Maybe Dipper can help you make something different. We should save the Mabel cakes for another day. A more special day.
But Ren!
Mabel, still standing up on the stepladder, reaches up and squishes your cheeks together, her wide eyes staring into your soul.
Every day is a special day with Mabel cakes.
You glance at Dipper, making a please help me and I'll buy you breakfast face you hope he understands. Yeah, Mabel, I know you want to cook more since you're
Becoming an adult.
Sure, but don't you think Grunkles Stan and Great Uncle Ford should be here to try them too? And not just me, again. Mabel hops off the stepladder and ponders her brother's question, lips pursed. Eventually she nods, beaming at you both.
You're right, Dipper. I can't deny them that experience.
You give Dipper a thankful smile over Mabel's head as she puts the ingredients back in the refrigerator. He grins back at you, rubbing the back of his neck. You wonder if he got that from one of his Grunkles. That's clever now that you think about it. Great plus uncle to make Grunkle. Saves time on syllables. I wonder if I've got any Grunkles left.
We should go to Greasy's. They have some of the best pancakes there, with like 3 different kinds of syrup if you ask Lazy Susan nicely.
Yeah, it's not super far. Let's go. The kids are about to head out of the kitchen when you realize something. Wait, aren't you going to leave a note for your Grunkles about where we're going? Oh, right. Good call. Dipper scribbles out a note for Stan Ford and sticks it on the front door of the shack with one of Mabel's stickers. The kids lead the way towards the town, explaining various landmarks and the wild and wonderful stories attached to them along the way.
And this is where we saw those 2 ghosty old people.
In a convenience store? Strange, but you nod regardless. Maybe she just meant they were so old they looked like ghosts. Dipper points out the diner in the distance, a log-shaped building atop a train cart, and the 3 of you head inside. You soon realize that the kids know just about everyone in this town. Several people, young and old, wave at them as the 3 of you find a table, and you get the feeling that they're the almost famous in Gravity Falls, though you're not entirely sure why. They're pretty cute, though. Mabel blows a paper wrapper off her straw at Dipper's face, and he retaliates by swatting her with the laminated menu. An elderly woman in a pastel pink waitress dress comes up to the table. Oh yes, I remember her. And you catch the name on her tag. Susan. One of my favorite of the background characters. Hiya, kids! And stranger! What can I get for ya?
Pancakes and all 3 syrups for me, please, Lazy Susan.
Same for me, actually. Lazy Susan turns to you, notepad in hand. What will you get? Can't resist bacon. Bacon is good. I'll actually do waffles, maybe. Sorry, my phone went off. Yeah, I'm doing waffles, I think. I'm in a bit of a waffles mood right now, actually. Coming right up, sweetie! Lazy Susan winks, with her good eye, of course, and heads back to the back of the diner. Or she could do that thing she does in the show where she literally lifts up her eyelid and drops it going, wink! The wait for your food to arrive feels longer here than most, mainly due to Mabel and Dipper using this time to interrogate you. At first it's somewhat intimidating. You literally crash into their house and start hanging out with their great uncle, so they have lots of questions. Once the irrational fear of 2 13-year-olds fades out, you recognize their interview for what it really is. They care about their Grunkles. If you do start hanging out with them more, they want to know as much about you as possible. Mabel's questions are somewhat nonsensical.
So, if you were stranded on a deserted island with no boat, no cheating, what would you take with you?
While Dipper's are more careful and calculated. What were you doing before you came here? School? Work? Both? Neither? Did you know about Gravity Falls before you crashed into the shack? Were these the same questions as before? I feel like there's something about capybara when I last did this. Or no, that's when we first met Mabel, I think. She said something about a capybara when we first met her, didn't she? Yeah, I think so. Never mind. You immediately know which Grunkle each twin takes after. Stan and Mabel, goofy partners in crime versus the quiet brainiacs, Ford and Dipper. It's an intriguing contrast, especially now that you're thrown into the middle of the bunch. But, as the twins race to see which syrup bottle drips into their mouths the fastest, Dipper's blueberry syrup beats Mabel's classic maple by half a millisecond, you swear on it. You know that these kids do a lot more for their great uncles than just be cute counterparts. And here we go! Enjoy, kiddos! Let me know if you need anything else! I feel like I'm going more Toby than Susan. I'm Toby. No, yeah, I feel like I'm somehow blending their voices, because they both have a voice kind of like this! Except Toby's is a little bit more lower. Anyway. Lazy Susan gives out the respective plates and the kids go quiet, shoveling down their food like they've never been fed before. Between mouthfuls, you get a few more questions about yourself and your theories on aliens versus which member of M Synchronized was your favorite, but the table is near silent as the three of you eat. That is, until Mabel speaks up through a mouthful of pancakes.
So, Ren, if in a totally made-up and not real situation, you had to pick who your favorite was, who'd you pick? Grunkle Stan or Grunkle Ford?
This seems too planned compared to her other cutesy questions. Dipper elbows his sister not so subtly and she elbows him right back, wide-eyed staring at him in a sibling-linked look that you can't decipher.
Like, say you're in a movie, like one of those weird movies Grunkle Stan watches on on TV with the ladies in poofy dresses riding horses.
On the Used to Be About History channel, I believe it is, or is it a different channel? No, I think it was a different channel. Whichever one, there was like Lord something Hunter Frappershire or something. Awfully specific, but you let her continue, taking another bite of your food.
You're the main character of this movie, and you got two guys who are both madly in love with you.
This one doesn't mess around with getting right to the point, huh?
But you could only marry one of them, so you'd be next in line for the throne. What would you do? If Grunkle Stan and Grunkle Ford were your choices, who would you go with?
Mabel, that's kind of weird, isn't it? Like, really weird. And kind of gross.
Come on, Dipper, this is important information that's vital to my research.
What research?
None of your business, yet, but I'm still gathering all the research.
Mabel leans towards Dipper's ear to whisper, waggling her brow at you before she replies, in not a whisper, but quite the opposite.
Research into how you're a huge nerd!
And with that, Mabel catapults a spoonful of melted butter from atop her pancakes onto Dipper's cheek with a very satisfying splat. Dipper jerks in disgust, but retaliates by smearing strawberry syrup onto Mabel's nose, a drop of stickiness plopping onto her sweater.
Ew! Gross!
You're gross! There's no vitriol between the twins, but lots of giggles and a few more various food missiles. Eventually, syrup streaks Mabel's cheekbones and some of her hair, and Dipper has a small piece of pancake stuck to his face. You guys are dorks.
Maybe you're right, but we're twins, so it's adorable.
If you say so, Mabel.
Wait, quick, Ren, take a picture of us while Dipper's got pancake on his face.
I have what? He swipes quickly at his face, and after several passes, gets it off.
Aww, I was trying to get more candid pictures of us.
Mabel, you have syrup everywhere.
Really? Aw, that was the perfect photo!
Here, let me get it. Your hands are sticky enough. You get back up with a napkin in hand and try to wipe some of the syrup off Mabel's cheeks. The excess syrup swipes off easily, but a good portion doesn't budge. I mean, maybe syrup as makeup is the next new look?
That's one word for it, kid.
And here we have the Pines back. The older Pines, I should say. We wondered where you went once we came back to a suspiciously quiet house. If it weren't for Dipper's note, we would have been worried.
Sixer would have been worried. I tried to tell him you kids pull this kind of stuff all the time. Heading out unannounced, putting stress on your poor old Grunkles' heart.
He puts a hand over his heart dramatically.
All those missing hours of unpaid child labor.
Actually, that note wasn't me. Well, I wrote it, but Ren's the one who said that we should, so you know where we went. Both Ford and Stan turn to look at you, surprised.
Really? Figured these two knuckleheads dragged you here.
Why not make breakfast at home? This place is at least a 15-minute walk from the shack. Well... You glance at Dipper, swiping his finger across Mabel's cheek and licking the blueberry syrup off. Mabel has a pancake in her mouth, chewing on it like a grazing sheep. I wanted to treat them to something, I guess. It's the least I can do. You're letting me stay with you and fixing my car. I thought since you were gone, I'd take these two out for a change. Also, Mabel was gonna make Mabel cakes again.
You're just mad you can't even make toast right.
Well, yes I can! I burned it one time! One time! I feel like there's been a few mentions of toast throughout the game so far. All I can think of is that old blog, What Would Tesla Do? That was a blast. Dipper holds his syrup-tipped finger in the air, indignant. Well, Mabel wanted you guys to enjoy her Mabel cakes too, and since there wasn't much food, I figured I'd take them out. Ford asks Mabel about her creation, wondering how much extra caffeine one could gain from adding instant coffee to the concoction, but Stan stays quiet. You catch him out of the corner of your eye. He's staring at you, a lopsided smile tugging at the corner of his mouth.
Huh. Thanks, Ren. Appreciate it.
Ah, this is where a change takes place. Oh, no problem at all. You smile warmly at Stan despite the heat spreading over your cheeks, but he's rubbing the back of his neck, looking down to his feet. Mabel throws a theatrical wink your way. You're not sure why.
Well, kid, if you're paying, scoot over, Dipper. I want breakfast too.
Stanley, it's at least 12:30 now.
Grunkle 4, that means it's time for brunch. Duh!
See, this kid gets me. Now let me in so I can get some grub.
Dipper moves to your side of the booth as Stan sits next to Mabel, and Ford sits at Dipper's side. Lazy Susan comes back and takes orders for another round of food and drinks for everyone, including Mabel, who decides she wants more pancakes. You're starting to regret offering to pay, but as Stan and Mabel try their hand at the syrup-dripped race with Dipper cheering them on, Ford watching with a wide grin on his face, you know you really don't mind that much. Alright, I think I'm gonna wrap up this episode here. Just the pancake scene this time, and a little chat with Stan, getting to know him. Both of which I think I did in the Let's Play. I know I did the pancake scene. I think I did the chat with Stan as well. Not sure. But I can't maintain this voice, the
Grunkle Stan voice, for much longer. It's very difficult on my throat. I'm getting used to it again. But I still can't maintain it for too long.
So, I'm gonna wrap up this episode here, and we'll see what happens in the next one. If you enjoyed watching this video, please go ahead and hit the like button and leave a comment down below telling me your thoughts. And go ahead and hit subscribe so you can see my content as it comes out, and I will see you guys in the next video. Stay safe out there, friends.